Hello my crafty friends, it's Chrissie here from Second Chance Creation. This is take 2. Here I was nearly finished and I realised I had the really close-up shot, so that wouldn't have been any good to any of you and wouldn't have been fair. So, presenting to you another grunge journal, and this is called A Place, and it showcases a lot of black and white photos. I think there's only one or two coloured pictures in there, but not photos, just some of the pages I used, and showcasing a bit of Australian history. It is a one signature journal with a 3-stitch pamphlet stitch. It has 15 pages, so you've got 60 sides, plus all your tags, scrappy notebook, and all the extras that come with it, as you all sort of know. It's made from a corrugated cardboard, and the inside is done with a file folder. I've had quite a few hiccups trying to get the papers right, and I didn't quite get the colour I was after. Pretty close. I used what I had and I changed it, and I actually then end up coffee dyeing all my papers again over the initial colours that I did, and also the laces, and the effect was just amazing. So hopefully you enjoy the walkthrough with me in this journal. So I've done a fair bit of collaging here, and as you can see, I've used some really heavy coffee dyed lace. And what I've done is I've used some chalk, because I happen to have chalk that is the same colour as that teal. It's like an aqua, but not quite an aqua, I don't think. And it's got little dobs of pink in it, not much. And I've had this fabric for ages, and I've only got like maybe like a 30 by 30 centimetre square left, and I wanted to use it, and I've still got some left over. I did a fair bit of collaging in this journal, a lot of sewing in there as well. I did a bit of hand stitching to highlight the black, seeing I'm using black and white photos. I've used an old vintage button that's still attached to the coat, and a lot of the fabrics, cheesecloth and that. So, and this is hessian or burlap, some of you might know it as. The closure is a soft stretch lace that I coffee dyed as well. Okay, so it just tucks in under here, and on the back, of course, you've got a pocket to pop in your pen, and the pen will be in this as well. Handy to have then, so you can take this anywhere you like. The flap is actually stitched on and glued on, so it definitely won't come apart. So let's wander in, and I'll share the journey with you here. So the journal has got like two covers, like two fronts. This is the cover front, and then this is the journal. Here I've put A Place, and that's just I have some fabric that's got words and alphabet and that on it, so I've just fussy cut them out. And again, I did a fair bit of collaging here, and I've did a bit of chalking here because I wanted to pick up the blue just on here. And this is paper that didn't turn out for me. It was embossed. I coffee dyed it, embossed it, and then it tore. So I use it for collage, and it just gives a really pretty pattern, as you can just see there. I might just zoom in if that's better. As you can see just there. Okay. And another photo here on the farm. Looks like a dairy farm. Paper doily, some cheesecloth, some hessian, and some heavy coffee dyed paper. And I've cut a strip of corrugated cardboard going the opposite way, just to put along that edge to give it some strength. So in we go. Now, if you don't like heavy coffee dyed paper, this video is definitely not for you, because this is probably one of the heaviest one that I've made. Here I've got a waxed baking paper, and I scrunched it up, and then I went over with a black ink so that you can see the black coming through. and it has a closure with some wax thread and a little heart locket that's come of a piece of jewellery. Looks pretty worn there. And inside is the bookkeeper's note, or bookmaker's note, I should say. And that just goes in there and just ties around a couple of times, once or twice, whichever amount you want. And here I've made a pocket. Here's one of the other pictures. And this one is at the promenade in Newcastle in 1912. And I actually wrote on the bottom what was in the magazine. So just to keep that bit of history, and I've just done it with a little trim just on the top there. But how cool are they? Look at the fashion in those days, you know, like in that heat, everybody wore lots of hats. And it just tucks in here. And how I got this effect, I will show you at the end. Look at this. Okay. This is, I'll just zoom back out again. This is from a calendar, and I coffee dyed it. And then on the calendar, this is from an op shop. It had something monthly and then Mark's birthday. And when I saw this picture, I just had to cut it out because, look, I don't think he really got what he wanted for his birthday, did he? And on this, I've actually put a book corner, metal book corner on here. And just to give it a bit of stability, and just a little bow with my scrappy leftover fabrics. Now, why isn't that going that way? That way. Oh, here we go. Just down here. Now, what I've done is I've inked the pages in black, even though they're coffee dyed. And then I'd used my chalk and rubbed along the edges, but rubbed it in such a way that you don't see it, just so that it's sort of like shadowy, if you can see that. See? Just so that you can see a hint of it. Not every page is done like that, but, you know, the odd page here and there. This was just out of a magazine, a little bit of washi tape. Yeah, so here's that blue. I don't even know where that came. Oh, this is one of the pages that I was green, and I wanted teal, and I coffee dyed it, and I've got splatches of blue in there. And this page has got a tuck. So you've got a tuck spot here, and I've got a huge journaling card here, and just did a bit of collage. But look at the pram. Look at that pram. It must weigh a ton, because they make them in cane probably, and timber. Yeah, so I thought that was just too good to keep leaving there. And again, I've used book corners just to keep them sturdy. And here I've got a postcard, you know, Cobb & Co. Instead of a magazine. Love the face on this. And look at this huge pram. My goodness me. And this is a series of photos. They must have had a photo shoot. So I've got these kids there. One of my waxed, this was packaging paper, brown packaging paper. And I waxed it and then embossed it. Just to show you here. See if it shows up. Just there. Come out really pretty. I've got to make some more. I think that was my last piece. And here, this is from, it's taken in Queensland, and they might be going out somewhere, but it's at a Queensland high-set house. They use a lot of trellises in the early days to get the wind through to cool the houses down in the summer. So, yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Just did a little bit of cheesecloth bow here that was hanging around, and that just tucks in here. And then on this side, I've done a little bit of a collage, and with some fabric, paper, and this little snippet of the magazine, and it reads, "While the chauffeur changes attire, these elegant women pass the time at Diablo, the fashionable game in Australia in 1908. Right, whatever that is. It must have been on this side, and I've probably ripped it off. But anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. Now, see the effect here. I'll just zoom out a bit. Does it look awesome? And I'll let you know how I did that. It was an accident, but I love my accidents. Did a little tuck spot here. Here they are sitting in the veranda. They might be getting picked up to go to the movies. So I got the ticket and I just attached it on one of the heavy coffee dyed papers and just popped on a little piece of corrugated cardboard just on the bottom. Some more wrapping paper. So this is when it's not waxed. Isn't that a big difference? Here's the other side. Is this the other side? No, we haven't been there yet. This looks like a little birthday party there. They're all looking happy. And look at these pair here. When I was 10, this is in Germany, you were able to get little packets of cigarettes and they had chocolate cigarettes in there. So, we pretended we were smoking cigarettes while my mum and dad were smoking the real ones. So, yeah, so look at this. Love accidents. Get to the middle of the signature, and then this has got one signature, 15 pages, so you've got 60 sides, so there's plenty to journaling. There's a handkerchief, and I did the cabbage trick with bicarb soda to get the teal, but it came out green, so I coffee dyed it, and it came out like an olive. I mean, how cool is that? Just popped on a snippet, applique, and a magazine to read Country Life. And here I've made a little envelope, Precious Memories, and just did a collage with napkin fabric. And here's some more photos. This looks like a maybe like a coal vessel, but it's got containers here. And here is some big wagon of hail being delivered. And they just go in here. And yes, Bonnie, if you're watching, this is one of your slides. So what I've done is, this particular slide was in a, this particular film was in a plastic frame. I didn't want the plastic frame, so I took it out. And I took out the other picture of this house as well that had the, well, I could have probably reversed it. Silly me. At the end, I realised I could have kept that one. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I reversed, and I put book corners, sewed it in, glued it, sewed it, put little trims of doily on there. I'll just see if I can get in there close. And book corners. And I might, if I can show you, you might see the house. Can you see the house? There you go. All right. How cool is that? It's vacant, of course. And here is a big paper clip. And at the back of the paper clip is another tag. I put some corrugated cardboard here and some cheesecloth. It's got a corrugated, it's like a tin roof. They're using hessian as the flooring. Okay. And what this is, it's Home Sweet Home. A pioneer's timber felling camp in the Gold Coast hinterland. Now, I know this story, and they were making the road from the Gold Coast over to Tambourine Mountain. And I can't remember how long it took them, but it's the history that's up in Historical Society up at Tambourine Mountain. It's very interesting. In the era of 1910, when new settlements were begun, the living environment had to be built from scratch. First of all, the land was cleared and the timber collected. The felling camp depicted in this photograph shows the makeshift tents in which people lived, and they had their children in there as well. And look at the big metal troughs they had where they did their washing. There's probably a washing board in there. So yeah, so I find these stories really, really interesting. And of course, the paper clip is just a collage to hold this stuffed envelope, and I did 2 cardboards and I sandwiched this bit of snippet of doily in between it and did a bit of a collage there and just tied it up. This is a envelope that I made, and on the back you can journal on as well, and it's got another picture on there. It's like Cobb and Co. And I'll just, zoom out there. No, it didn't happen. And so on the front, you've got a tag, and this is from a tissue box. So I've left that there to, to show you that it's from a tissue box. I've used baking paper, and I might just, sorry ladies, there you go. Baking paper, ruched it up for it as a bow, and I use it as a ruffle for this pocket. And this pocket has got another little journaling card that flips open like this. There it is, cooking over the stove. Courage. I think you need courage in those days. And then on the back here is a huge journaling card. It's the other side of the party. And birthday party, of course. And I've just popped on this little trim with a bit of cheesecloth. And on the back, you've got another tuck with a journaling card. There's grandma, not happy. And just some scrappy little pieces. Page 1 of 4. Well, that was pretty good timing. But look at how dark that was. These were still left over from previous pages. So, and that just goes on the back, and that just goes back in here. And it just secures. Paper clip goes on quite easy. Oops, no it doesn't. I missed it. There it is. And that just goes on the back here. And here's the other pair smoking away. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. There's that wrap, the packaging paper. Here I've made a little tuck. And I've made this envelope out of coffee stain paper. I have a placemat, and I've just loved the diagram on that. And the ink run out because I did it in black and white. And I thought, yeah, I can still use that. And it's got a little bit of history about, where was this taken at? Sydney. That's right. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of reading material there. And somewhere. How appropriate. Some more really coffee stained. Here's some more of the wax paper. I just did a bit of a collage, depicting a couple of kids there opening some presents. Might have been around Christmas time by the look of it. On the back I made a belly band and another journaling card. The task achieved. She might be having to do some writing exercises there. Here's the other photograph. This is just a little flip, and it actually has a clip. Oh, it has a paper clip, and did another collage. And this lady here sitting on the grass. It was a wedding. And just did a collage of various papers. And then on the back, another little snippet of a butcher shop. And this butcher shop is actually about an hour away. And I think this was taken in 1920s or later at a town called Barrabar here in New South Wales. And that just goes in here. And it just looks as though she's sitting in a bed of daisies. Little collage. Here's the wedding. This is the wedding that she's, I took this one off. And I found this label. And I thought, well, how appropriate is that? So he might be working for a he might be a sole selling agent. He might be working for the company. He's getting married. How cool is that? And I used one of my baby wipes that had been coloured. And one of my skins. And you can also use it as a tuck if you wish, okay? And that's just a cluster attached. Here I've made, for my lids cornetas, I made a nice little tuck. Here they are relaxing on the veranda, reading a book, backed on paper. Or they might be waiting for the mailman to deliver this check for $10,000, okay? I wouldn't mind waiting for a check, $10,000. It's probably for the household. Here's the other negative. So as you can see, I probably could have left that one in the other one and put the other one in here, but you know, I do it the hard way sometimes. And so I've actually just glued that negative onto here. Okay, no, I'll go back out. It's just not playing the game. There. Oh, sorry, you can only just see the house there. Okay, so what I done was I got this little snippet and it reads, I will be grateful for this day. Maybe they've sold it, maybe they've bought it, and I've just circled number 9. Who knows? Okay, and look at this. Coming to the end, the back, like I said, is a file folder that that was a disaster, but I managed to rescue it by coffee dyeing it. And here I've got another little snippet, and I've got this little peg just pegged on there, and a letter. Again, these are one of the ones that I printed out a long time ago. Backed it on with some coffee dyed paper to make it, you know, it's enclosed. And then I printed out this old letter. Don't know whether it goes with it or not, but love the handwriting on it. But you can journal on that, and that just tucks in here. Now this is attached with a ball pin, and I've made 2 tags. I'll just show you. They just attach, and you can just leave that ball pin on there, and you can make this like a bookmark. You know, you can flip it over on a page, whatever you need to have, and then you'll know where you are, so you can use it as a bookmark, or you can just leave it. So I made little tags. This is of a looks like a film strip, and you can see them walking, lady in with an umbrella. And this one is just a little girl that I onto some cheesecloth. So yeah, so you can either leave it on there or use it hanging over the pages as a bookmark. I'll just leave that off so I don't have to fight with it. On here, found this image. She must have read a letter. Envelope is closed. And I did my paper ruffles, a little snippet, ball pin with this little piece of jewellery just there. But you open it up and you've got a scrappy little notepad there. And look at the colour. Some of these are the papers that didn't turn out really good because they were broken in the middle and torn. So I used all the pieces that were still okay. So, and just finished it off with a little applique work, piece of applique. And that just folds together like this. I'll put that bookmark in, I won't close it. So yes, it's a compact little journal. Now to get that effect on those pages, I'll show you. I'll have to go out a little bit so you see my mess. And I'm just going to have some cold water. Everybody knows plastic drop sheets, right? Well, this is what I used. I've put them on the floorboards outside my breezeway, and they're all crinkly. And I've just, once I've coloured I dunked my papers in the coffee, I just chucked them on there. I came back in an hour or an hour and a half because it was warm that day, but it was very windy. Then I peel them off, and as I peel them, you know, all the patterns, it just sort of came off, flipped them over, and that pattern then was on the top side and also on the other side. So I was absolutely stoked. So that's what that is. So, you know, I'll be using that a bit more now too. So that's it. And I'll have all the dimensions in my Etsy. So if you wanted to know the size, I haven't got the ruler with me, I'm sorry. It's still in the other room. Oh, I've got to put that in there, haven't I? So, yeah, so let me know of your thoughts. I really enjoy making this style. Absolutely love it. And, yes, so in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe, especially a lot of my international friends overseas. Stay safe. Germany, Canada, there's Switzerland, there's the States. Yeah, so stay safe. And stay calm, because patience, isn't it? We've got to have a lot of patience, especially getting close to Christmas. So this is probably my last journal, and for a little while, because I've got lots to catch up on here in the house. And until next time, you know what you've got to do. Happy crafting, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.